No one gives you a map for the mental health system. In 2020, I thought I was trying to get someone I loved through a crisis. I had no idea what I was stepping into, that it would be a world that would take years to understand and even longer to learn how not to disappear inside it. I'm about to share a very vulnerable moment from my life back in 2020, and I'm sharing it for a reason. Not because it's pretty, and not because I enjoy reliving it, but some nightmares don't happen at night. They happen in crisis. And if you're living inside one now, I want you to know I've been here too.
I do block off times where I am feeling the raw emotion because someday this might help someone else. And that's what I'm here to do.
6 years later, I still don't have a map. What I have are wrong turns, dead ends, absurdities, and a much clearer idea of what I wish someone had told me before I walked in. I thought if I learned the system well enough, I could find my way through it. All I learned is that knowing the system doesn't make the system work. Here's where it gets ridiculous. Someone can be completely detached from reality, and the question still seems to come down to, are they saying they're going to hurt themselves or hurt somebody else? And if the answer is no, you're standing there thinking, okay, so exactly how much worse does this have to get? Then comes the part nobody puts in the brochure, waiting for an evaluation, waiting for a bed, waiting for the next person to decide what happens. If they decide you actually need treatment, congratulations, you've made it to the next square. Now you wait for a crisis worker to decide whether you climb the ladder towards an actual hospital bed or slide down the chute and right back out the door.
I was just tired of the ongoing revolving door in the hospital. And if they're doing that to me, they're doing that to other parents and family members. And it's just not acceptable.
And then you learn a whole new definition of the word stable. Stable doesn't necessarily mean well. Apparently, sometimes it just means we're done here. And when they're done, the problem doesn't disappear. It just changes departments. The hospital says outpatient. Outpatient says housing. Housing says wait list. Insurance says not medically necessary. And somehow, after all that professional expertise, the family is still standing there holding the bag. And somewhere in all of this, congratulations, you've been promoted. You're now the missing department case manager, medical historian, insurance translator, transportation coordinator, and the person expected to remember everything no one else does. And that's the part nobody warns you about. The system doesn't just start taking over the person in crisis. Pretty soon, it starts taking over your life too.
If I figure this out and somebody else goes through the same thing, at least I can share the steps I took.
That's why I'm making these videos. Not because I found the map. I didn't. But after 6 years, I've learned a lot about what helps, what doesn't, what I wish I'd known sooner, and maybe most importantly, how to keep showing up for someone you love without letting the crisis take your life with it.
Another thing that helps when you are feeling low is to get outside.
And that became my do-over, not figuring out how to fix the system, but learning how to navigate it without getting lost in the darkness.
Hello, freedom. Goodbye, fighting. My goal is to help other parents, loved ones, whoever it might be, who is entangled in this same type of web, to free themselves. They don't give you a map, and maybe that's because in the end, you don't need one. You just need enough light to take the next step. This is not forever.